Welcome back to Ensign Equipment. I'm Andrew Hartline, I'm sales manager here, and I've got another application spotlight to go over with you. If you've been following our channel, you've been noticing that we do quite a few different container dumpers, and I've got another configuration to go over with you. We're going to highlight some options that we've gone over before, but this one was just a little bit different tweak, a different mixology, if you would, of some of our standard options. If you've been following us, you should probably know, but if you haven't been, I'd like to inform you that Ensign Equipment is a process-specific machine builder for the bulk material handling industry. So we take standard machines and standard configurable options, and we make a process-specific solution for customers. So this configuration here is unlike any other one, really. It's very similar to, it has many options on it that we've done before, but never in this exact make, model, and configuration of it. So I'd like to review these options with you, kind of talk through the process, and hopefully it brings you some value. This dumper here is one of two actually identical units. We're going to be supplying these to a recycler. They're going to be recycling paper as well as plastics. So this machine will be in line with a conveyor belt that will be feeding up into a shredder for doing some size reduction. We've got on here our over travel stop on the back side of the machine. The material, like I mentioned, is paper. Is a very sluggish, non-free-flowing material. So when this bucket comes over center, it's going to want to surge that material out, and that bucket's going to then get pulled over center. And what we want to do is prevent that to mitigate any failures and potential issues with cylinders, bearings, torque, things of that nature. The machine also has our auto package. So you can see here, we've got our selector, auto, manual. Green is going to be our auto mode, e-stop button. Another option that this customer wanted was a pendant control option, so they can start the auto cycle from anywhere within 15 feet of the machine. They could start it from the end here where the end of the safety cage loading zone is, or they could actually run this if it's a fairly narrow conveyor, maybe up under the conveyor, and have an operator control station on the opposing side of the dumper if they're trying to accommodate maybe some type of manual sortation along with automatically dumping it. Because we have such a heavy load and such a wide container that we're dumping in this application, we do have our variable speed drive, and that's going to be so that we control that over center rotation a little bit more. So when we cycle this machine, we'll actually see it go through two different speed phases. One's going to be a standard speed, which has that 60 hertz, and then once we get closer to that over rotation, material actually discharging out, that's when we'll see it slow down to a 20 hertz speed. So if we get over to the loading zone, we'll see we've got our safety cage with light screen option here. This is to protect operators from any moving parts as this is cycling. I mentioned to you a couple times that this is going to be dumping some heavy loads because paper can be a very heavy substance when it's loose leaf paper, all just in a nice large container. Plastic's the same way. When it's baled, it can become quite heavy. So this is a 72-inch wide bucket. It's got straight sidewalls. It's capable of dumping 4,000-pound loads. We've got a bar here that can accept different varying heights of Gaylord or other containers should they need to dump that, or it can be removed out completely as well for dumping bales. On the back side of the machine, we've got another option that we really haven't highlighted to you before, but it is in our repertoire, and it's going to be more when the machine needs to get cleaned out and to prevent any operators from getting harmed. But we'll show you that one later once we've got this bucket more rotated in up position. So I think without further ado, why don't we cycle this machine? We'll show you kind of how that cycle, that controlled dumping solution is that we have with this, and then we can highlight some of the other options that we've got on the back side. So, as you can see, we activated the safety circuit because I walked inside to the safety cage. I'm going to hit reset and cycle start, and we'll see the dumper go through its rotation. So as we near the 90-degree mark, we're approaching that slow speed cycle. You can see we're running at 60 hertz now as we can identify through the HIM module on the front of the panel, and now we're down to 20 hertz once we get to about 110 degrees actually. Once we come to 135 degrees, our cycle complete switch will actually stop the dumper, and we'll get into a holding time period of 10 seconds. I'm going to come in here and I'll break that safety cage again. You can see this is a safety feature here to prevent any operators from harm. This bucket's not going to come automatically down and actually hurt me. But now that it's up and it's in the fully rotated position, I really want to highlight to you on the back side of the dumper where the pivot area is, our mechanical cleanout pin design. So when operators and recycling operations are happening and loading this in and out, it's very common for just loose tramp materials to get caught underneath the bucket. Maybe it's pallets getting a little bit destroyed, maybe somebody's sweeping the floor along here and a little bit gets put into the bucket area. I mean, there's just a multitude of different things. Recycling is nowhere near a clean, operation. We all know that in that world. So what happens is operators from time to time will have to clean out from under the bucket. And to do that safely, some safety people require the bucket to be mechanically prevented up. So some people will put some blocking devices in here for safety measures. Some people will use really long brooms so they don't even have to enter in here. But if you are getting in here to do any type of cleaning out of underneath the bucket, we offer a cleanout pin design that mechanically prevents the bucket from coming down should you ever have any type of hydraulic catastrophic failure. So let's cycle back around to the other side of this unit here, and I can really show you what that looks like. So our mechanical cleanout pin design is a bolt-on post with a pin that enters into a receiver and is electrically interlocked with the control panel. So this is a safety rated switch here that when we rotate, we insert this pin into the receiver. We are, again, electrically locking out the machine with the safety circuit. An operator can get in here and nobody can get on the other side, touch any buttons, reset the system, no different than hitting an e-stop button. When you've done cleaning out the system, you can come back, you can pull this pin out, put it in the locked position. The safety switch is engaged, which actually completes the safety circuit, and that's when you can go over. I'm going to use the cheater method here since conveyor would typically be here. But that's when you can go back over here and you can hit the reset button to clear your safety circuit, and then you can just hit the cycle start button again and it'll come back down to the home position. I hope this video brought you some value. If it did, please like and subscribe to our channel. Please share it with any of your cohorts, and we hope to catch you on the next one.